Oi, oi, Galway Festival Day 4 tips coming up. I've got 3 races with 3 interests. That's in total, not in each. And I'm going to quickly review what happened yesterday. So Rock Road that I talked about for a place, obviously just dotted up and won. So a similar-ish thing to Echoes in Rain, was worrying whether the horse may be just a place merchant, but could have got stuck into the win part, but I don't mind. I wanted to play as a place angle, and whether it wins the race or not, I feel like I did the right thing. Hindsight's a wonderful thing because obviously should have just smashed it to win. Couple of other runners that weren't necessarily so good, like Lunar Display did get well backed, but didn't really run with any real encouragement. But again, it was a sort of back to lay potential strategy in there, so no harm done. And then obviously battle over Doyen. David Russell gave him a great ride. It was lovely to see him finish 5th. I think 6 places were widely available on the extended terms with bookmakers, and on the exchanges you could get in the 6th place market, which I did. 5th place market, I managed to back him at 8 to 1. And then I left Betfair SPM for some other place bits, and then the win bet that I was able to trade that in running. So pretty good day yesterday, and I'm hoping for better today. So first bet is in the 245, and I've had a bit of a switcheroo in here because Ganapathy was one that I looked at when the entries were in as a horse that I might fancy. As it's got to final declarations, he was still at the forefront of my mind, but when I started to delve into the form a bit more, it's a bit patchy. And Soul Pretender, who is a roundabout joint favourite now, they're probably going to be 9 to 4 each at the time that this publishes. Soul Pretender's actually 150 rated over hurdles, has got loads of 140s RPRs, and has been an impressive winner over fences. There's a line through Genoa, which is tricky to use one horse as the label, but Soul Pretender absolutely smashed that one up by 29 lengths. Champagne Gold in this same race beat it by 22, and Ganapathy beat it maybe half a length or a couple of lengths. So not saying that's a literal line you can use, but there is some substance in there. Soul Pretender jumps really well. Soul Pretender likes the good ground, whereas Ganapathy was run more on slower ground. Did win nicely the last day. I was fairly impressed with that performance, but I still don't think it's right up there. Effinock Fizz is no absolute worldie. And again, if you look at Ganapathy's racing post ratings, I think he's mostly in the 130s. There was a 144 rating when he fell behind Galopin de Champ. No, not Galopin de Champ, the other one, Gallard de Mesnil, who in turn maybe isn't as good a horse as we thought he was going to be. So that rating may have been a little bit inflated. I think Soul Pretender, to be fair, deserves to be a lot shorter than he is. Call Me Lyrene's in there. That's another mid 140s rated horse. Decent chase effort as well. So that's one that's in there for a bit of price. And I've already touched on Champagne Gold. There's not much to split him and Ganapathy, although Ganapathy has had his issues. So he had his novice hurdle season in the 2020 to 2021. Then we saw him at Cheltenham in 2022, basically a year in between those runs. And then they stuck him over fences. So chasing was always going to bring out improvement. He is going to step forward from his 2 runs, and he's probably going to step forward significantly. But Soul Pretender has improved for a fence as well too. Maybe this run, especially on the good ground, like I touched on with Jon Snow before, like I think the horse is going to run full stop even if the ground isn't ideal for him, because it's a path to a journey for the rest of the season. But yeah, I've gone switcheroo. I was going to back Ganapathy. I'm not backing him at that price. I've backed Soul Pretender. Second selection comes in the 430. It is Horse Pierce. This will be my strongest bet of the day. Price would obviously suggest that as well. Probably around about an even money poke on the exchanges at the time of recording. But gets weight from Falconet and the Friday Man. I think both of those have got form to suggest that they are mid 130s, probably at their peak, or that's the sort of numbers they should be running to. Horse Pierce has got form to suggest exactly the same, at least 130s, and is getting the bit of weight from them. I think there's more improvement to come from that horse than certainly Falconet. And the good ground run the last day, admittedly, was a 1 to 10 poke, but didn't seem to pose any problems at all. Before, it had been running on sloppier ground. So where I do have some horses where the Galway Festival being run on good ground might not be ideal for them, but they're still going to run it there anyway because it's the start of the season, I think this horse would actually like the better ground. So Horse Pierce will win as far as I'm concerned. Strongest bet of the day. Last bet of the day comes in the Galway Hurdle. There are bundles and bundles of horses that you could make a case for. You've probably backed in the past and you have some sort of affiliation with. So this is in no way a confident selection, any way, shape or form. Jesse Evans is one that I quite liked for the county at Cheltenham. Wasn't impressed at all with the run there. Haven't been impressed with the 2 runs since. The flat spin would maybe look like it's an encouraging effort. So I'm sure he'll have his support again, but I think I could make a case for him and plenty of others in there. That's not the point of the video. Just to tell you who I've backed is Vina Ardanza for Gordon Elliott. This is a horse that won, I think, his bumper on good, as well as winning a maiden hurdle on good, beat Hide and Charge. That was form lines in with the Goffer, which maybe doesn't look so good now. Running decent company after that, though. Running a grade 1 at Aintree behind John Bomb, which, okay, is okay form, I guess. And then a grade 1 at Punchestown, which, again, is sort of okay-ish form, isn't it? 137 rated, which potentially could be a bit steep. But I do think this horse is fairly unexposed. I think the good ground's going to suit like nothing else. And I do think that this horse potentially may be lined up for a big handicap hurdle win at some point. Whether it's this particular race or not, I don't know. Around about 25-1 poke, I think we get extended places on the each way terms on there. So I've had a little swing on that, but it is only a little swing. As I say, there's plenty that have got chances in there. So let me know in the comments below what you do fancy. As always, thank you so much for your support. If you could do us a little favour and drop the video a like and make sure you're subscribed, I would appreciate it. And I will see you again tomorrow. Be lucky.